change the name, it should automatically fix it for me. Let's just say boy. So see, now it knows I switched the name and it's still the object that I want. So you'll see here though in the method it hasn't changed, but if you drag it in, it's going to know it's the boy because we changed the name. It's just this hasn't been refreshed, so just click somewhere else, click back on the boy, and it fixes. Certain things like, simple programs like this, you have to just basically manually refresh. It doesn't refresh automatically, except the editor will know that you changed the name just because it's linked like that. Let's see what else this awesome book tells us about. Okay, so one thing when you're designing a program, as I told you before in the first chapter, is you're going to be tempted to just jump into the program and go, hey, this is what I want to do, let's just do it. Well, in real programming, that's not how it's going to work. What you're going to be doing is something they call the program development cycle. Basically, you want to think of what you're going to design, you're going to write the methods down, then you're going to test the methods, and then you're going to debug the methods. So basically, let's say I want to take this girl, I want to make her move forward. I'm going to then test it to make sure it moves forward, and then I'm going to see if I have any errors. So let's say I just want to move her forward 1 meter. Let's say I want her to actually go, because I want to get an error, let's say I want her to do it within 2 seconds. Okay? Well, I'm just going to run this as is, and let's see what happens. I'm going to count 1, 2, she did it way too fast. Okay, so in my programming, if I was to write this down and said I wanted this to happen in 2 seconds, I just came across an error. So now I need to fix this method and go, okay, well, something went wrong. It didn't move within 2 seconds. It moved faster. So I'll look at my method and go, what can I do? I'll look around. Duration. It's set to 1 second. So something went wrong. I want it to go 2 seconds. Now if I play it, she did that in the 2 seconds. Now remember, in Alice, you're not going to get a true error. This is what the beauty of Alice is. You can't get a syntax error. That's what programmers hate to see, because let's say as I was telling you, if I didn't put this in here and I just had move, well, that would have been a syntax error because I didn't give it no variables or a command to do. So it would have just seen move and it would have been like, okay, what am I doing? You would have had an error. You would have had a fix of go out and look for where's that error, why is my program not running? Well, simply because I didn't tell it to move forward 1 meter within 2 seconds. So again, you won't get any of that in Alice, but it's just something to prepare yourself for when you get into programming. That's basically what's going to stop your programming from running. Now, you can have a logical error. A logical error is just basically what just happened before. I wanted it to go within 2 seconds, but it went in 1 second. It still ran, but it didn't do what I wanted to do. Like, let's say here, right here, I want her to move backwards. Backwards. If I run it, she's moving forward. Well, that's a logical error. If I go look here now in my method, it says forward. Well, no, I wanted it to go backwards. Well, there it is. Now it's going backwards. I fixed the logical error. A logical error is just, again, it's an error where it can still run, but you made a mistake. It's a bug. You made a mistake somewhere that is preventing it from doing what you wanted it to do. It'll still work, but it didn't do what you wanted it to do. Again, this is where I was telling you want to, the program development cycle, you want to make sure what you design your program to do is actually doing what it's, you wanted it to do. Another way they say this is, oh God, if I could say the name, yes, there we go. See, the program's not behaving the way it's intended to. They also have something you call Pseudo code. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Oh God. I'm going to type this in the chat just because I do stink at saying names sometimes. But this is something you want to remember. This is basically, you're going to write down a story, basically, like a command line in your head. And it's always good to write this stuff down from start to end. Let's say I want to make Alice move in the air. I want Alice to turn a complete circle. I want Alice to move down on the ground. And then I want Alice to say, "That was fun," just like we did with our hair. Well, that's my flow chart. That's something I want to write down. And like I said, you want to design all this before you just jump into the program. So let's say, just for this, let's say I open up Words. Let's just say I want to make a flow chart. Shapes. I should have went into freaking Excel or something, but whatever. Let's make a table. What the hell? We'll just make a table. Okay, so we have start. Let's make it bigger so everybody can see this. Center it. So okay, we have start. We want Alice, or what did I name I named my object boy. So we want boy moves up in the air. Boy, again, you should have it lowercase, just to remember your object is lowercase. Turns completely around. Boy, I don't want you capitalizing it. Moves down to ground. Whoops. Boy, yeah, don't do that, please. Says, "That was fun." And then end. So, we have that little table, or flow chart. I mean, you know, of course you would make this better looking than that, but this gives us an idea. This is what we want our program to do. Okay, so now we're going to set out to do that. So, we're going to go, let me just keep it here so we can look at it later. So we'll take the boy. I'm going to remove this. Again, you could right-click, delete. So we have Alice, boy. We have the boy selected. We're going to move boy up into the air 1 meter. Okay, so we said we wanted to spin. So we'll have boy turn 1 revolution. We want her to come back, or boy to come back down. So boy comes back down, same distance, 1 meter. And then boy says, "That was fun." Okay, so if we bring up that thing, okay, so we have from start, we have boy moves up in air, boy completely turns, boy comes down, boy says that was fun. Now we run the program. It did exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay, now I was telling you about earlier a logical error. Okay, let's say I misplaced this. Okay, let's run that. Our boy went up and down, spun on the ground, and said something. Well, we look at what we wrote. We have a logical error here. We have the boy going up and down and then spinning. Well, we wanted it to go up in the air, turn, come back down, and say it was fun. So that's a logical error. We're going to look at what we wrote and see where we made that mistake. Well, we can see that we actually put the turn down underneath when she comes down. Well, we want to just fix that. That's what I was telling you earlier, what a logical error is. It's just a bug. Again, the program still runs, but it's just a bug. Hey, how are you, Ginger? Again, as long as you write something and you're following it, you can easily go back and go, okay, boy in air, boy completely turns, boy comes back down to ground, boy says that was fun. Simple as that. This is why writing your program before you go in there and doing it is good. Don't make the mistake I did yesterday and just make a program without writing what it wanted to do, because you'll make mistakes. What's up, syntax? Syntax. Why am I saying syntax? Syntax. Okay, so syntax. I'm gonna turn on the chat real quick within the game. Within the Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna drag that up. Okay, I know it's a little bit hard to see because I have it set to invisible. So here, let me move Alice out of the way. Or actually, it's still going to be hard to see. I forgot white background. Well, he's asking me to make the boy spin and move in one motion. This is something else we're going to learn in Chapter 2, but I'll show you how you could do that. So he wants me to make the boy spin as he moves up and down. So what we do is we're going to put in, if you look down at the below in your editor, we have something called do together. We're going to drag that in. Basically what that means is whatever methods we put in here, it's going to do that at the same time. So I could put all this in here, but I'm going to tell you right now it's not going to work. Why it's not going to work is because boy moves up and then boy moves down. Well, if it's doing that all together, it's not going to work because it's going to move up and down at the same time. So she basically would just spin in a circle. That's not what we want. So what we need to do, there's a couple ways. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put two do togethers. Basically, she's going to move up 1 meter and spin a half, and then she's going to come down 1 meter, but she's also going to spin again another half. So it basically looks like she's going up and coming down in one turn. You have other things that you could do is you can put a do together and another do together within the same do together, and that would work. But I like to make it simple because if I'm doing this, I could put in a comment and say, okay, well, she's spinning up in the air 1/2, spins up 1/2, and then I could put another comment and say this one's telling me she's spinning down, spins down 1/2, just to make my life a little bit easier. Again, you could put this into the same and just have it as one whole. I just I'm not going to get into Chapter 3 yet, where it would be shown, but this is just the simple part of what Chapter 2 shows you how to do together. But here, I don't want to confuse everybody just yet, so let me get all this out. I'll tell you all that stuff in a second of what I just did there. That's coming. It's actually coming right now. So here we go. What in our first exercise, basically what it shows me is it wants an example. The example flowchart says it wants us to start. We want to have a white rabbit moves forward to a position in front of Alice. Alice looks at White Rabbit. White Rabbit says, oh dear, I shall be late. White Rabbit moves forward off the screen. Okay, so let's start a whole new world. Don't want to save. We're going to get a grass. Okay, so we're going to add in Alice again. So we're going to go to people. Another thing, instead of going all this, I'm going to teach you another way. Search. Just type in search. In this case, we know what we're looking for. It's Alice. So there we go. As you see, there's two of them. As I told you, one can walk and one can't. In this case, the example just wants the non-moving one. So we're going to take the non-moving one. Actually, we're going to do it the way they want it. Just double-click and add to instance. So another thing they want us to add, it says here they want us to add Happy Tree class. So we're going to type in Happy. There we go. We have a Happy Tree. We're going to add that to the instance. We're just going to move that a little bit back. And then last but not least, it wants us to add a White Rabbit. So we'll type in white. And there's our White Rabbit.